Hello and welcome to the weekend edition of National Focus. I'm Pearl Fontaine. Thank you for joining us. Topping the headlines, the traffic department elicits road safety warnings ahead of increased patrols. Social organizations express gratitude to the Dominica Social Security, and the Ministry of Health bids farewell to Chilean medical team. Stay with us for details of these stories and more right after this.
If you can believe this,
come by my house and let me show you some movies.
why can't you believe this? Some mothers don't believe their own children when they say they've been sexually abused, and they don't report it. Remember, if anyone asks to see or touch their private parts, touches them inappropriately, shows them or forces them to touch one's private parts, has sex with them, shows them pornographic material, or deliberately lets them hear or see the act of sex, then it is sexual abuse. Believe your child and report the sexual abuse. For more information about child abuse, contact these agencies. This message brought to you by UNICEF and this station.
Welcome back. The Ministry of Health on Friday bade farewell to a Chilean health team which was attached to the Health Information Unit at the Princess Margaret Hospital. The four-member team, which included a specialist, 2 students and an interpreter, had been on island for the past 3 months. The team assisted the island's Health Information Unit in developing modules in the areas of eye care and maternal child health. Head of the Health Information Unit and National Epidemiologist, Dr. Paul Ricketts, emphasized the significance of the new models to Dominica's health services.
This new electronic information system will be used both in the Princess Margaret Hospital and the clinics. And the 2 modules that they've been working on relate to eye health as well as to maternal and child health services.
The team's mission to Dominica was the second of its kind and was made possible with assistance from the World Bank. Dr. Ricketts expressed gratitude to the team for the work done in Dominica.
We're extremely delighted and extremely pleased with the progress that has been made. They have completed their task and have handed over, as of yesterday, all the documents related to the project, including having trained the end users of the system. So we really appreciate their contribution as individuals, as well as their contribution as a fellow institution, Duacusi in Chile. And we also appreciate the building of bridges between Chile and Dominica through these 2 missions. And I hope that we will continue to develop this relationship between our 2 countries.
Health Minister Honorable Julius Timothy said the work of the Chilean health team complements recent efforts by the government of Dominica to upgrade the island's Health Information Unit.
In recent times, we have been working with international agencies to ensure that our health information and generally the operations at our hospital improve. Just 2 months ago, we had a cardiologist, pediatric cardiologist from the US who worked with us for about 3 weeks and assisted a lot of children. As soon as she was through, we did get another group of cardiologists, but for adults this time. And we are continuing that sort of cooperation to ensure that the health services of Dominica improve.
Head of the Chilean mission, Dr. Jose Eduardo Barraza, expressed delight at having had the opportunity to work in Dominica. He said the data now available will assist the health ministry in making informed decisions on matters relating to eye care and infant health. Dr. Barraza made a commitment to further assist Dominica in developing its health information systems. In other news, the nation's finance minister revealed 3 items on his ministry's agenda for which he says the full cooperation of all stakeholders are required. Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, who is also finance minister, made the statements at the inauguration of the new Roseau City Council. At the top of the list is the Roseau River Promenade.
With the government's efforts and of course the city, I would like for you to play a greater role in the advancement of the construction of the Roseau River Promenade, which the government believes would enhance the city, enhance the ability of the residents of the city to use the city for their own economic advancement. Because when we look at the shacks along the river bank, clearly we have to take them to the next level. We have the resources to do it. There's a plan for them to do it. The design's already. What we need is the cooperation and the collaboration of all those stakeholders in implementing this project.
Evidently, the smooth transport of commuters via the public bus system is also a matter of concern for the Prime Minister.
If there is not going to be any inconvenience, how do we expect there to be development? And we have to look at the bigger picture. It is not about temporary inconvenience, it is about the long-term benefits of those developments.
Along with other efforts to boost Dominica's tourism image, the operations of vendors on the bayfront will also receive attention in the near future.
There continue to be complaints from the cruise lines about the way we conduct business on the bayfront. This government will ensure that every single person who vends in the city is allowed opportunity to make a living. But at the same time, the world requires standards. The world requires that certain things be done with protocol recognized. And therefore, we have to work together towards ensuring that we can enhance our ability as a country to attract the cruise line. Because if they do not come, then there's no business. And if they're saying to us that we have to make changes that are reasonable, we should move toward making those changes that are reasonable, changes that are within our power to do it.
With the recent donation of 90 motorcycles from the People's Republic of China, the Commonwealth of Dominica Police Force is better prepared for mobile patrol, especially in the area of traffic safety. Police officers underwent training this week in the proper and efficient use of the motorcycles. Inspector Cyprian Defoe conducted the training, which was set to end on Friday.
We have practicals. We're going on the road, different areas, and teaching them how to maneuver the bikes around corners, uphill, downhill. And at the same time, we carry out certain exercises in escort techniques and mobile patrol techniques.
Inspector Defoe stated that the 90 motorcycles, 40 of which are sidecars, are ideal for Dominica's terrain. Superintendent Ainsworth Irish says the force welcomes the new additions to national security.
The Commonwealth of Dominica Police Force is extremely delighted for this tangible gift from the PRC. And as you know, the Commonwealth of Dominica Police Force is charged with the responsibility for traffic management in Dominica. Already we have in excess of 24,000 vehicles on Dominica, and on a daily basis about 5,000 vehicles commute into the city. Now that we have these police motorcycles and the sidecar, of course, from the grant from the PRC, we have already addressed our police officers, and as you can see, currently a group of police officers are being trained to actually ride these motorcycles.
According to Irish, come December 30th, commuters can expect increased patrols across the island. In that regard, road users are asked to pay close attention to road safety.
As you can see, some of the motorcycles, they have what you call a sidecar, and the sidecar is actually on the right side of the motorcycle, and in Dominica we ride on the left side. So we want to say to motorists who have the tendency to speed, especially around the city and around narrow roads, to exercise that sort of caution. The Chief of Police have already addressed his police officers to be very careful in the way that they ride, but I think it's a two-way street. Communication, of course, is a two-way business. So we are calling on motorists, the bus drivers, the people with their private vehicles, when they see the police vehicles on the road, you know, especially if it's an emergency situation, they should give way to the traffic.
Pedestrians are also being advised to exercise caution.
Do not cross at angles. Do not go, you know, at angles. Ensure that you look left and right and go straight across the road. In Dominica also, persons have the tendency to just walk into the pedestrian crossing without being mindful. And we are saying that they must exercise that additional caution.
Particular attention will be paid to vehicular traffic under the Canefield Cliff.
People know that there is a no overtaking zone and you know, in certain areas, because most of our traffic collisions and fatal accidents have occurred in that area. And certainly the police, as I indicated earlier, will take a very dim view on that, a zero tolerance, and persons will be brought to the court. And I can only hope that these matters will be dealt with swiftly so that persons can understand that they have to respect law and order in the country.
Superintendent Irish revealed that Traffic Act 19 of 1993 is under review to allow for regulating speeding and seatbelt laws. The Corporation of the Public is being solicited, as well as drivers of the 5,000 vehicles which entered the city daily. In more news, a donation from the Dominica Social Security towards the Grotto Home for the Homeless earlier this week is said to have come in at an appropriate time, as construction work on a new Grotto Home facility continues in Bellevue Royal. Plans are to have the home completed by 2014. Lucia Blaise-Jones, in accepting the check on behalf of the institution, said the donation is timely.
The Grotto operates solely on donations from persons at home and abroad, as well as funding agencies. Right now, we're in the process of raising $500,000 so that we can move to our new location at Bellevue. Those of you who know the location of the Grotto right now, you are aware that we need to move. I'll not say more than that. We just need to move. So whatever anybody and everybody can give, we welcome it.
The Grotto Home for the Homeless is currently home to 43 residents and also operates a soup kitchen for vagrants in Roseau. Moving on, a similar financial donation was made to the National HIV and AIDS Response Program earlier this week. The donation from the Dominica Social Security will assist that department in its goal at reducing the number of HIV infections on the island. Mary Williams, counselor at the National HIV and AIDS Response Program, said the donation will serve as an added incentive to driving the department's program.
On behalf of the Dominica National AIDS Response Program, I just want to say a very happy and hearty thank you to the Dominica Social Security for their contribution towards helping us in achieving our goal of getting to zero new HIV infections, 0 AIDS-related deaths, and 0 HIV-related stigma and discrimination. Where there is stigma and discrimination, persons will not feel happy or encouraged to access testing and counseling as well as care and treatment. And where that happens, we will continue to see new infections of HIV. So this contribution is going to assist us in our work in this coming year.
In observance of World AIDS Day 2013, various organizations in Dominica embarked on a road trip to several sections of the island to raise awareness of the deadly disease. The event, which took place on Saturday, November 30, was dubbed Ride to Zero. It was organized by the Caribbean HIV/AIDS Alliance in collaboration with the National HIV/AIDS Response Program, the Dominica Planned Parenthood Association, and volunteers from a range of other organizations. Meantime, the Board of Directors, management and residents of the Dominica Infirmary are also grateful for donations received from the Dominica Social Security this week. Director of the Dominica Infirmary, Ali Matthews, said the institution continues to provide a valuable service to the elderly and abandoned citizens in Dominica. The home currently caters to 95 residents.
At the Dominica Infirmary, we care for the destitute, underprivileged, and abandoned elderly citizens of Dominica. We also have elderly who themselves have children, but at this point, they are not able to take care of or do not want to take care of the elderly. We have persons who are really abandoned, living in homes where there is no water and no facility that we would have liked to be in. And for those persons, we care for them. We help to make Dominica Infirmary a home away from home, to help them to be comfortable, to get a meal, to get a bath, and to ensure that they have medical attention. It's like a little hospital. We have doctors and nurses, and all that you think you can get from your own home, we do that at the Dominica Infirmary.
The Dominica Social Security on Tuesday presented 37,000 EC dollars in cash donations to various organizations in Dominica who have contributed towards the growth of the institution or who are prospective contributors to the Social Security Fund. The Friendship Crew of Newtown is again this year digging deep in their pockets to share Christmas cheer with the needy among them. On Thursday, the crew donated food hampers to 6 needy individuals in their community. Chairman of the organization, Ronald Charles, said although things have been difficult financially, group members continue to make the sacrifice to personally contribute to assist the needy. He hopes that this gesture will be appreciated.
What you see here is the result of the pulling together the resources of all our membership. Most of whom are not here. They are at work or at different areas, but we trust that they will, I should tell you that we all dip down deep and came up with something we hope that the recipients will appreciate.
In the past, the organization made donations to various institutions, such as the Grotto Home. However, 3 years ago, a decision was made to assist individuals in the community.
In the last few years, we've been giving it out. We went as far as to dailies a few years ago. Last year we did about 12 in our community. This year we've dropped the numbers to 6.
The Friendship Crew, a Newtown-based organization, was formed in 2008. The group currently has 25 registered members. Out of personal contributions, the members assist with school supplies and uniforms for students of the community. They look after the elderly, participate in carnival activities, and donate hampers to the needy during Christmas. And that's the English segment of the news. McPherson St. Luce is next with the Creole highlights.
Allô tout le monde, bienvenue à ces nouvelles en créole. Non moins, c'est McPherson St. Luce. Premièrement, le gouvernement Dominique pour tirer l'argent pour continuer le travail à ce Plainfield en grand fond. Membre parlement, Honorable Ivor Stevenson, bien plaisir pour le projet là.
Nous avons payé l'argent, semaine passée, qui a entre ça et puis $7,000 pour finir Plainfield grand fond. Quand nous savons, ça c'est un Plainfield qui a importance pour autant mon enfant, spécialement les jeunes gens enfants. Et puis, si on bon temps, actuellement, Plainfield ça, on peut parler de Plainfield ça là. Et puis, comment j'ai là, moi j'ai représenté mon comme parle en la 3 années, moi j'ai qui nous j'ai presque fini Plainfield ça là. Et puis actuellement, ça nous qu'à faire c'est pour taper un caterpillar pour tirer terre pour level Plainfield là. Et puis nous que après ça, nous qui mettons ça dans les Plainfield là, parce qu'on est autant terre, autant glou. Et puis nous avons ici, nous mettons sable dans les terres qui est des Plainfield là meilleur pour les gens qui jouent au football et puis les autres différents sports. Après, nous mettons terre dans les Plainfield là, nous mettons planter zèbre. Et puis nous avons qui à stade ça là, nous qui ça servi Plainfield là.
En autre nouvelle, le département Registry a collaboré avec l'Electoral Commission pour implémenter carte d'identité en Dominique. Parole celle-là sortie du registrar Ozzy Walsh.
Pojesta Kumase 2011, Mote Ale Saint-Licy, pour meeting avec Selai Kumase 2011. Avec ce cadre-là, c'est un cadre pour identify citizens, avec identify residents, moun qui permanent, avec residents qui temporary. Un cadre, ça, yo sa tape yo cadre, hot system ça. Mais gouvernement a décidé that electoral office, c'est place là qui in charge of system là. Avec Chief Elections Officer, on behalf of the Electoral Commission, c'est qui main spokesman là pour système ça. Mais nous, à registry, nous ca coopérate avec vous, nous ca travailler avec vous ensemble pour faire système là marcher bien. So actuellement, système là commence downstairs office moi, registry downstairs avec une des moun, you ka ki yo enrollment officers qui ka enroll moun a système là.
Walsh explique manière système là ka marche.
Gouvernement décidé that si ou 18 years avec plus, once you 18 years and upwards, ou sa register a système là, enroll a système là. Ou pas obligé un moun qui sa vote. Si ou c'est moun qui sa vote, le register electoral number qui electoral office ni yo ke mette de kat la. Mais si yo moun ki tourne 18 or 19 20 i poko enroll ko a moun ki sa vote o card is a still tape your card.
En la nouvelle, ambassadeur français pour Dominica's Excellency Eric de la Moussaille présenté lettre financière pour président Dominica's Excellency Charles Savren mercredi semaine là. En parole et délivrée pendant une petite cérémonie, président Savren dit que Dominique a gardé devant continuer de travailler en bénéfice des pays là, bagaille qui déjà travaille en l'intérieur. Président Savren fait parole qu'une institution Alliance française qui a joué un pas autant significant qu'a concerné langage et puis culture. Président là aussi mentionné coopération en affaires énergie renouvelable, bagaille qui a transformé l'économie à Dominique. Et aussi remercier France pour assistance à au projet chimie qu'il fait pour Melville Hall. En même temps aussi, ambassadeur de la Moussaille, remercier Dominique pour bon relation qui a existé entre ces deux pays-là. Et aussi un commitment français en affaires changement climatique. Finalement, Sécurité sociale Dominique a un service au la public là qui fait business online. Parole ça la sortie du directeur, Madame Janice Jean-Jacques Thomas.
Nous commençons avec 50 personnes déjà. Les employeurs nous qui ont opportunité là pour voir records quand mon travail comment ils payent deduction ils make voyez nous electronically nous qui submit. So nous avons commencé avec un trial amount of employés et nous qui besoin tout d'autres employés pour venir on board avec e-submit dans les prochains. So là yo fait ça qui play easy pour you to et pour nous ça update records employee les records yo update meilleur et OK ça paye benefit plus vite tout.
Messieurs mesdames, ça c'est tout pour nouvelle Creole pour à présent. Non moi c'est McPherson c'est Luce. Casse de tout le monde. Un bon week-end et un bon saison Noël. Au revoir.
We now join Jarna Hector for this week's edition of Flashback.
Welcome to this week's edition of Flashback. In the headlines this week, the new Roseau City Council, led by new mayor, Her Worship Irene John, was inaugurated at the Arawak House of Culture on December 13th. The 13 councillors, 5 nominated and 8 elected, took their vows in somber tones, vowing to serve with purpose on the Roseau City Council. Also this week, Dominica joined Venezuela in commemorating the life of Simón Bolívar, who is hailed a great man. Simón Bolívar was a patriot, statesman, and liberator of 5 South American republics, including the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela. He was born in Venezuela in 1783 and died on December 17, 1830. Bolivar's life was dedicated to the independence of the then Spanish colonies and the dream of Latin American unity. The ceremony was conducted by the Venezuelan embassy and held at the Simón Bolívar Monument in Goodwill. Dominica has been selected as one of 6 states in the region to pilot its Strategic Program for Climate Resilience, or SPCR. In a press conference on Wednesday, the minister responsible for the environment, Honorable Dr. Kenneth Daru, revealed that the World Bank is on board as a development partner to implement the strategy. The initial estimation to apply the strategy is quoted as EC $94.8 million, with $5 million being made immediately available to set up a project management unit to run the affairs. Government Strategic Program for Climate Resilience is a plan specific to Dominica, which serves as a blueprint to deal with climate change nationally. And the ministry responsible for youth affairs and sports this week issued a statement of public support for Dominican cricketer Shane Shillingford. Shillingford's bowling action was deemed illegal, leading to his suspension from the West Indies cricket team by the International Cricket Council. Shillingford was suspended in 2010 and cleared in June the following year for the same reason. Minister Justina Charles issued a statement on Tuesday placing on public record her ministry and government support for Shillingford. Those were the headline stories making the news this week. Let's get back to Pearl.
Thank you, Jarna. Coming up next, the tip of the day.
Do you have uncovered water storage drums around your home? Do you dispose of old tires, cans and old containers capable of holding water anywhere in your environment? Are you being bitten by mosquitoes, particularly at dusk and early morning? Do you keep houseplants in water? Do you spend your hard-earned cash to control mosquitoes? Has your community experienced dengue fever outbreaks? If your answer is yes to at least 3 questions above, you are at risk to dengue fever. Join the fight against dengue fever. The responsibility for a dengue-free Dominica lies with you. So, get rid of the Aedes aegypti mosquito.
You probably know that managing your time effectively will help you get more done each day. But did you know that it has important health benefits too? By managing your time wisely, you can minimize stress and improve your quality of life. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. We always welcome your suggestions and comments. Drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm, or you can visit our website at news.gov.dm. On behalf of our production team, I'm Pearl Fontaine. Thank you for watching.